Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to Democracy 3 Africa. My name, of course, is Orbital, and when we left off, we were sort of talking about how we are going to try and phase out the liberals within the country, and we were going to try and convert that sort of liberal basis to religious people, because that is what our government is all about. We are all for the religion. I'm over the potato. Did I even say that? I can't remember, but whatever. GDP is looking alright. It's not looking particularly great, but unemployment is pretty decent. Crime's not bad. Crime is probably going to go up since we have a nation of drug addicts, but whatever. Like, who cares? It's fine. Nothing to worry about. In fact, have we introduced community policing as of yet? No, we have not introduced community policing. Policing? Yeah, that sounds completely legitimate. Let's introduce community policing because it costs an absolute bargain. We've currently got a surplus of round about 8 billion, and it's only going to cost us 500 million to actually implement. Unfortunately, it is going to be increasing the amount of liberals that we have in the country. Although, to be honest, let's face it, we are a way to introduce a very, very, very important policy. And it's also worth noting that this policy makes liberals happy, which we are really, really happy about. Alright, the most important policy in the entire game that we are going to be adjusting is this one. This is going to make liberals very, very, very unhappy with us. It's going to make religious people very, very, very happy with us. And it's also going to increase religious membership by a shit ton. And I think we're going to need to make a lot of changes to make it so that the liberals remain happy. Because honestly, executive term limit, maybe we should change this around a little bit. Yeah, we'll lower this. We'll change this around. Yeah, all right. We'll change that around. Speaking of turns, how close are we to the next election? 20 turns. All right, so we've just had an election. Easy peasy. But yeah, we're going to need to do a couple of policies that I imagine will keep the liberals happy. And I don't really know what that's going to be. We're either going to have to reduce some policies that make liberals unhappy, or we're going to have to introduce new policies that make more liberals happy. Or, you know, whatever. We'll find something to do. It's not too much of an issue. Extensive rehabilitation. This is something that could totally be done. In fact, yeah, this is a great idea. Let's do this. Let's totally do that. Prisons, congratulations. Anything else over here? Intelligence services? No, we don't really want to piss off the liberals too much. Also, worth bearing in mind, we don't really want to destroy our surplus, considering that the global economy is going to be going down over the next couple of turns. Plus, it's always nice to just pay back that ridiculously large deficit that we seem to have. So, whatever. We'll go to the next turn, safe in the knowledge that we've done a pretty big turn of stuff this time, actually. Debt protection law, let us allow the agencies to operate because the capitalists do not like us as much as the socialists do. Alright, next turn. Okay, unemployment has gone up even though we mucked around with prisons. I don't know why. GDP, once again, zigzagging up and down. Very, very inconsistent. Very, very annoying, but hey-ho. A little bit less of a surplus because we fiddled around with prisons a little bit, and the global economy is not doing so hot right now. I wouldn't expect the surplus to be as much, but fingers crossed next turn with this increase in GDP, we'll get a little bit more money, which means a little bit more of a surplus, which means a little bit more of debt repayment, I guess. So we've got the opportunity to muck around with a little bit of free political capital that we do have. And I don't really know what we want to do. Liberals, as you can see, very, very, very unhappy with this creationism versus evolution policy. Gender inequality. This really needs to change, actually. We really need to try and get this to change. But we don't want to introduce any policies that inadvertently affect religious people. Like, what else can we do to make religious people happy? Good question, actually. Religious people. Here we go. Okay, so everything that we've currently got right now makes religious people very, very happy. If we check the membership, we can see that when this is introduced, it is gonna really, 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 really affect a heck of a lot of people. It's gonna take a while to be introduced, though, so you know what? Whatever. We can put up with that for now. What else? Like, there must be something else that we can do. I don't really want to muck around with this. It's going to be a little bit pesky. We need to find some other policy, because otherwise liberals are going to get seriously, seriously pissed off. And they're going to kill us. And we don't really want that to happen. Gender representation measures. I think we'll go for gender representation measures. There we go. This is good, because it doesn't actually affect religious people. Makes women like us. It decreases gender inequality. Conservatives don't like us, but the liberals will, which is really, really nice. And anything else in this vein would be pretty nice. I don't think this is going to affect religious people. No, I don't think it's going to affect religious people at all. And it's going to make the liberals like us a little bit more. Now, this slider doesn't seem to scale. I don't know why that is. I guess it's just the way that things are. But, you know, another really, really big turn of good stuff, actually. Like, just really, really solid decision-making, I feel. Unemployment, again, going up. Why is that happening? Why is our GDP just fluctuating so darn much? Global economy is not doing very well. The global economic cycle is not favoring me right now. It's clearly not something that's very good at all. How is the food price holding up? Food price is absolutely shredding poor earnings. Holy shit. Food price is destroying, absolutely destroying poor earnings. That is really not great at all. Pollution is still very, 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 very bad. If we could just get the environment to be that little bit better, I'm pretty sure that we could just, you know, make half of the problems in this country disappear. The environment is just really not good enough to, you know, help out this water crisis. This water shortage, whatever the heck you want to call it. Foreign aid received ain't doing too bad. Foreign relations are as high as they can be. Okay, we need to introduce policies that are environmentally friendly. I think that's fairly obvious. I don't think that we want to go down the route of agriculture subsidies, because it would reduce food price. However, I really, really think that we want to just work towards making sure that the environment is better. I don't really know if this is good. I don't know if it's something that we want to do. Should we try implementing it? Let's try implementing it. Agriculture efficiency. Holy shit, this is actually really, really good. This is a very, very good policy. It's going to increase rural membership, which is not exactly going to help out our water shortage, because our water shortage is defined by the rural percentage. Although I would imagine that it's going to take quite a few turns to implement itself. But again, you know, we need to just start thinking about policies that are good for the environment. You know, for example, this is a pretty good start. Clean energy subsidies, going to cost us 500 million or so. Not the end of the world. What was the policy that we just introduced, like the last policy that we just introduced? It was something to do with agriculture. I really cannot remember for the life of me what it actually was. Was it this? Rural development grants. How much is this actually costing us? 313 million. Absolute bargain. I will totally take that any day of the week. Anything that is less than, like, 500 million, give or take, I tend to just go for. So it seems that we can still manage to keep the Liberals happy enough, even though we've got this this ongoing creationism versus evolutionism. I keep on saying evolutionism. I don't mean evolutionism. I mean evolution. That's what I mean. I want to clear that up. I can speak English some of the time. Most of the time, not very well, though. GDP, once again, fluctuating around a little bit. A little bit pesky, but hey-ho. What can you do? The Rural Development Grant gonna implement itself over the next couple of turns, which is really, really good. Corruption is not really hurting us too much. Uncompetitive economy is, but there's nothing that we can really do about that. We just need to try and make the environment better. I think that is literally what we need to do to make this this asthma epidemic just fuck off. We just need to, you know, we just need to do what's best and make the environment all good again. All right. Let's see what we can do. An organic farming subsidy? No, I'm not really interested in that, to be honest. Agro dealer networks? Yeah, but I don't think it really affects the environment. The Green Electronics Initiative? I think this might be something good. Energy efficiency, CO2 emissions. Okay, so it's not exactly going to have a mega effect on the environment. However, well, it doesn't even knock on. CO2 emissions don't even affect the environment. That's a little bit of a shitty decision on my part. Although I didn't really know, to be honest. I don't really know. I've not memorized all of the policies. I've not memorized what they all do. You know. No, nothing. Nothing here. Keep the country tidy. Yeah, fuck it. Keep the country tidy. It's going to increase the environment by a smidgen. Not really worth it. Well, it's not exactly not worth it. Might as well do it. Race Discrimination Act. This is something that we should probably do, actually. Yeah. It's going to increase membership of liberals, but I'm honestly hopeful that the membership of religious people is going to go up faster than the membership of liberals is. But you know what? I may be wrong about that. But yeah, fingers crossed the environment is just going to be increasing. With the introduction of a couple of good policies, we should be able to, you know, get it on the up. Get it on the up. We will reject the ban because we want to, you know, we want to make sure that our schools are religious. A market meltdown, it didn't really come at the wrong time. I don't suppose that any time for market meltdown is the right time, but it's fine happening now. It's actually kind of acceptable. Crime is pretty darn good since the introduction of community policing and the upping of prisons. Can be very happy with that. Still technically running a little bit of a surplus. Unfortunately, though, global economy ain't doing so darned hot. So next turn, I'm pretty sure that this is going to recalibrate itself and it's going to go all the way down to, well, somewhere around 0 perhaps, or maybe just a little bit over. Or perhaps a little bit under. Who bloody knows? Alright. This is good. This is good. Environment continuing very strongly indeed. That's what we like to see. Let's just continue with the environment. The environmental policies. That's what I meant to say. And let's see if we can guess about which ones actually affect the environment. Yeah, let's do this. Alright, fucking hell. Doesn't actually do a single goddamn thing for the environment, but whatever, fuck it. I guess we got it now. Woohoo. Government code of conduct, that could be good for liberals, or keeping the liberals happy. Nothing here. Agricultural land tenure. Establish a regime of farmers owning the land that they work. This promotes development of land and investment in farming infrastructure with a view to yielding a higher return over the long term. Okay, this is good. This is good. I like this. There's a lot of new policies in Law and Order, which is really cool. Needle exchange program, also probably something that we should do. Yeah, I really want to focus on this Law and Order place, because there's a lot of religious law. Oh. I'm interested in that. I'm interested in that a lot. Compulsory church attendance. It's going to be difficult, but it's possible. Let's introduce agricultural land tenure. I think that's a really good shout. Infrastructure and agricultural efficiency both going to be increased, which is what we like to see. I don't think that I'm going to be able to, unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to build up enough. Oh, maximum minister political capital. You know what? If we saved our political capital for 2 turns, then we could introduce religious law. and I'm pretty sure that people would be very, very pissed off, but it would also be kind of cool to see what happens. Hey, budget balancer. Using a combination of prudence and economic ability, you have managed to keep the country's finances in the black for a whole 5 years. Thank you, I appreciate that. GDP mostly recovered, which is good. A budget surplus of 896 million. So basically just less than a billion. We knew this would happen. We were expecting it. And honestly, since our GDP is going to predict to recover next turn, then... you know, I'm not really too worried about spending a little bit more than 896 million this turn. However, I don't think we plan on doing that. Alright, let's see. We're going to get 26 political capital next turn. So we actually probably shouldn't spend any political capital this turn if we want to introduce religious law. I don't know how this is going to go, folks. I really, really do not know how this is going to go. It is in law and order. This is going to be really, really interesting because there's a whole bunch of really, really interesting policies here. Like, there really, really is. Torture use. We can legalize torture now. Corporal punishment. Mandatory microchip implant. Electronic direct democracy. This is really, really interesting. This is very, very interesting. Okay. I think it's kind of cool. Secret courts. Interesting. General media censorship. Oh my goodness. Torture usage by Secret Service. Banning divorce. Oh my god. That is rough. And banning homosexuality. All of what could potentially happen in a religious government. You know, it could happen. Environmentalists, we're going to allow fracking. Environmentalists are going to get a little bit pissed off by that, but that's okay. Asthma epidemic should be ending very, very shortly indeed. Pollution is probably going to be ending, yep, as I thought, right then. And fingers crossed, this water shortage should eliminate itself as the environment just gets better and better and better. But let's go to the next turn, because this is the turn that we're going to do a heck of a lot of good stuff here. Okay, health up, crime down, unemployment down. Awesome, awesome, awesome turn. Could not really ask for anything better. That increase in health is really, really good to see. It's going to help our productivity just a little bit. And it looks like our GDP also recovered to post-economic meltdown levels, which is lovely. Okay, oil price spike. A sharp increase in global demand for oil has caused its price to spike. The pump price of fuel has skyrocketed, resulting in a backlash from car owners and businesses alike. The cost of a fuel subsidy to alleviate the situation would cost 600 million. We'll subsidize the fuel. Yeah, we'll subsidize the fuel for now. We might as well. A couple of people might get annoyed at that, but I'm honestly not too worried about it. Nobody really hates us at the moment, so I think that we're in a great situation. And I say a great situation. Wow, holy cow. This is still not popular. Or it's still not even possible. Very, very difficult. Let's do what we want to do. Let's introduce religious law. Wow, okay, so we've introduced it. Holy cow. It's gonna make democracy go way down. Gender inequality is gonna go through the roof. Conservatives are gonna love it. Women are gonna hate it. Alright. You know what? It's introduced. I did not think that it would be that lax on us. It seemed to not really make that much of a difference. I mean, it's going to piss off liberals a little bit, but yeah. It's fine. It's not really a big deal. It doesn't seem to make a massive difference. I mean, obviously it will make a massive difference, but it's not going to make a huge difference. Foreign competitor underpricing. Oh no! GDP down, unemployment. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. Oh, that's really annoying. That's very annoying. Yeah, it seems that the global economy is in a deep recession. Yeah, how about you don't be in a deep recession? That would really help me out, you know, believe it or not. But hey-ho. Alright, let's see what other law and order policies that we can actually introduce. Also, how's our water shortage going on? It's not really going very well. Car usage. Car usage is pretty low. Yeah, there's nothing that we can really do to get this water shortage down. I'm worried that the food price is going to get so unbelievably high. I mean, it's already super, super high. Maybe we just counter it. Maybe we just introduce agriculture subsidies and just counter it. I think, I think that's what we actually do. I think this is the right call. It's going to cost us quite a lot of money, but it is going to bring down the food price. And that is really, really important if we want to make sure that poor earnings are pretty darn high. Because they're not exactly in a great position right now. And we want to try and get them up as much as we possibly can. So we'll try and do that. Also, going back once again to law and order. Legal aid, an interesting policy. Liberals quite like it. Gated communities. Nah, not really. Freedom of information. I think this would be a nice, interesting policy to introduce. Yeah, let's do it. It's going to big up democracy, which is really rather nice, believe it or not. And democracy is actually at max, even though we introduce religious law. I think this is something that may need to be tweaked around with a little bit, because there seems to be so many policies that you can get, like judicial independence, legislative independence, press freedom. There's so many policies that just increase democracy by a little bit, and they all add up, They all add up. But, hey-ho, what can you do? Ladies and gents, thank you very, very much for watching this episode of Democracy 3 Africa as Mauritius. My name, of course, has been Orbital. Until next time, bye.